Okay, we have, obviously everybody knows this, we have a 175-mile-an-hour hurricane heading towards San Juan. I think the eye is going to pass like right over San Juan, very close, and not to focus on San Juan, but, you know, I mean, that's the high population center, but all the areas in the eastern portion of Puerto Rico are going to get slammed by this hurricane tomorrow. Starting in the morning, going all the way through the day and into the evening hours. It's going to be carnage like they've never seen before. A lot of these people, in fact, almost everybody on the island has never been through a hurricane this powerful. There's the NASA satellite image of this. Truly, it's just a beautiful hurricane. I mean, look at that eye. It's completely symmetrical. It almost has the buzzsaw look to it. It's completely circular. It is really, really nature's number one thing. I mean, to me, this is something that is the pinnacle of nature right here, what we're looking at. But it's pretty much moving northwest. So let's take a look at the vortex messages themselves. And the latest is from, you know, it's about 4 hours. So in a matter of 4 hours, this thing's dropped almost 10 millibars. I mean, that's pretty amazing on these vortex messages. And let's look at some of the winds away from the center. So let's say let's just say that it hits northeastern Puerto Rico. The people in southwest Puerto Rico would have winds at 76 miles an hour. So there's really no escaping hurricane force winds in Puerto Rico tomorrow. Based on the bands away from the center, we're still seeing hurricane force winds like the length of the island. And then when you go northeast of the center, you have winds 104 miles an hour, well away from the center to the northeast of the center. So a bit of a dry slot, maybe a weakening on the northwest quadrant right now, but again, that's just temporary. These things go through ebbs and flows. You're going to have the dark reds pop on the east side, then they're going to pop on the west side, then they're going to pop on the north side. And those dark reds are generally, the darker colors indicate the highest cloud tops and the most intense winds. So you're probably looking at some of the winds that they're measuring around 175 miles an hour, a gust of 200, are in those dark bands. See, the Virgin Islands right now, we have winds northeast at 38, gusting to 58. So things are getting real nasty there right now. Deep reds right around the eye wall. The eye is beginning to come into the screen now. You're seeing the center of the eye just approaching the screen south of St. Croix. All right. There's our model consensus. So, I mean, you can't get any more of a consensus than this. It's going to hit Puerto Rico, period. There's no wiggle room. There's no way out of it. It's hitting Puerto Rico. There's the Canadian on the south edge, taking it over the western, southwestern, more towards the southwestern areas, the Canadian. The AVNI. Let's see, the AEMI. And then there's the official right down the middle. And over to the right, we have the NAVGEM and the D-ship, the H-Wharf, and the AVNO. So the H-Wharf and the GFS kind of take it close to San Juan. A minute. Here is the current position of Hurricane Maria, just south of St. Croix. And here we go around midnight. Here we go, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 170 mile per hour winds, pulling away from St. Croix at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. The winds start in Puerto Rico. 6 a.m., the core is approaching. 8 o'clock in the morning, the eye will be moving on shore southeastern Puerto Rico. That's the eye moving on shore at 8 o'clock in the morning. Here we are at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., 15. Now, see, they did shift it right because on the last advisory, it was 22 miles to the southwest of San Juan. Now it's only 15 miles. So they did shift it slightly to the right. Again, yeah, 15 nautical miles from San Juan. And that could even shift a little bit more by the time it reaches there tomorrow morning. So again, it wouldn't surprise me if that eye passes right over San Juan. It would not surprise me. There it is exiting Puerto Rico at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon as 150 mile. Oh, wait a minute. What are the winds when it's near Puerto Rico? Let me go. Near San Juan. Here we go. 160. So it's 160 mile an hour winds, 15 nautical miles southwest of San Juan. This is going to be devastating. The initial wind speed was increased to 150 knots. The minimum pressure estimated from the earlier drop zone data is 909 millibars, which is the 10th lowest minimum pressure recorded in the Atlantic Basin. Wow. Public advisory, winds 175 miles an hour. It's very impressive. 120 miles southeast of San Juan, Puerto Rico. 30 miles south-southeast of St. Croix. Moving west-northwest at 10 miles an hour. Pressure 909 millibars, 26.85 inches. And, of course, there is Hurricane Maria, classic, perfect, textbook hurricane about to come to Puerto Rico. Amazing. And one final look at our floater loop of Hurricane Maria. Truly impressive. But anyway, that's it. Good night, everybody. Good luck to the people in Puerto Rico. Batten down the hatches. If you're a praying person, pray for the people in Puerto Rico. They're going to need it. It's going to be really bad tomorrow in Puerto Rico. So with that said, I'm Jim Williams. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a good night.
Are ferocious right now, gusting above 120 miles per hour. The communication has been cut. Power is out. Folks here aren't even able to reach relatives.
I know that leaders aren't supposed to cry, and especially not on TV. But we are having a humanitarian crisis.
Even the hospitals need help. There's only one operating room that's functioning right now. These are Americans sitting in line, sleeping in their car, desperately trying to get fuel. The first person we saw when we got here was the mayor, and he said, go anywhere and you will find destruction.
People are suffering. People are crying. Mothers with children are crying.
In the mountains of central Puerto Rico, many residents say they're settling into the reality that a normal day isn't even a flicker of light at the end of the tunnel yet. One man put it this way: we're prepared for a dark Christmas. There will be no holiday lights decorating the island this year. Ed Lavandera, CNN, Naranjito, Puerto Rico.